Hi, Matt with eTrailer. If you're looking for a rack that's going to allow you to carry a lot of different types of bikes on your 2020 Hyundai Palisade, and you're looking for something that's really easy to store, then the Thule Epos Bike Rack is going to be a great option for you. So let's check it out. Part of the reason why this is great for a lot of different types of bikes is going to be because it has a really high weight capacity. It's going to be 75 pounds for one bike, but if you put two bikes on there, it's going to drop to 70 pounds each for a grand total of 140 pounds. And that's really not going to affect its tilt weight. To really show you what I'm talking about, if I press down on this lever, pull it back some, we get quite a bit of room, which is great because that's going to allow us to open up our hatch. And the reason why you might want to open up your hatch is if maybe you're out and about, you have your bike back here, you want to throw some groceries in the back, you can. Or if you want to get ready for your ride, you can grab your helmet, tie your shoes, get ready. You'll be able to do that too. Once you're ready, you can close that back up and push this back into the seated position. And I really like how well this moves. I barely get any resistance and it clicks right back in. Now, we can take a quick look at how our bike's sitting on here at the moment. And it is coming a little bit close. And something to think about is this is a road bike. So if I had a mountain bike back here, the handlebars might be a little bit longer. So there is a chance of that making contact with your back window. Now, in most cases, I think you're going to be fine, but I would definitely keep an eye on it. I'm going to remove our bike. I like to start with these straps. And what's neat about these is, you notice we have these two ridges on this clip right here. And what that does is act as a ratcheting device, so it'll help you tighten things down. Makes this process a bit easier. Once I'm done, I can just push this out of my way, tuck this behind a wheel, and then I'll repeat that process on the front side. Now, what's also great about this is how we're making contact today. Because here in the center, we have the center mass. This is actually grabbing onto our tire. So this is great for those carbon frame or alternative frame bikes or anything with a really nice paint job. You can also put this on the frame if you have another type of bike that you don't mind making contact with. Today I have a carbon frame bike, so I wanted to make contact with my wheel. And that does lock just for a little bit more security, so you don't have to worry about anyone taking your bike. And once you're ready, you can take this out for a ride. Now, if you do decide to go with the heavier bike approach, then I'd recommend checking out the ramp. You can find that on our website. That's just going to make loading and unloading your bikes a bit easier, especially, like I said, if you do have those 70-pound bikes, that can be pretty difficult to get on and off. And I also recommend just putting everything back down so it's just a little bit more secure. And real quick, we can get a few measurements just to see how this is going to live back here. So going from our back bumper, the furthest point out is going to be about 28.5 inches, which is actually pretty good. It's not going to be too far. It is something to think about if you're in a really tight spot like a parking spot or garage. And for the lowest point, that's going to be about 15.5 inches. Also pretty good. Now keep in mind, if you do load this up a little bit, it's probably going to drop down by an inch or two, but that shouldn't be an issue either. And this will have a secondary position, and that's going to be in its stow position when you're putting it in your garage. And that's just going to look just like this, just pushing up these trays up towards the center, and that mass too. Now this isn't recommended to drive like this, because if you're bouncing around, you're going to be probably making contact with each other. So when you are driving, just push it back down, but like I said earlier, having that ability to really fold up those trays is going to save you a lot of room in the long run. The way this is going to be attached to your vehicle is we're going to have this 1.25" shank. That's going to have a 2-inch sleeve adapter on it, so it can work with 2-inch receivers. Now if you're not using that adapter, this still will work with an 1.25" receiver as well. And what I like about this design is we're going to actually have this pin hook here on the other side, so we don't have to worry about a separate hook or a pin. I like that it's integrated into the design. And something else that's going to be integrated into the design is the anti-rattle device on the back end. If I show you what that looks like, it's just going to be this handle, and you just rotate it to loosen or tighten it up. And that's the real nice thing about this is, one, this has a lock core on it, so you're going to have that additional security, and two, you don't have to worry about any additional tools. Once that's ready to take off, then I can just pull on that hook, pull it off, and then from this point you could carry it because we do have these handles. It's not too heavy, it does have a little bit of weight to it, but if you want to take the easier approach, there is a lever in the bottom. You just have to pull on that or push. That's going to release this shank. Might have to get both hands on it. Now allow this to fold up and allow us to use some wheels on the bottom of it, so instead of picking it up, you can just carry it like this. Well, that was just a look at the Thule Epos Bike Rack on the back of our 2020 Hyundai Palisade. I'm Matt. Thanks for watching.